What up, nerds? Stiff Coon in this bitch like Netflix and chill dick. And we all know the NX is on the horizon. And we see everybody and they fucking grannies talking about how big and powerful and strong it's gonna be and all this other hoopla and shit. But I'm not about to talk about, I don't want to talk about like how I think it's bullshit again. I just want to know, or I just want to say or list the top 5 things that I want to see out of the console instead. Okay, I want to see these top 5 things, and it's in no particular order really. I just listed 5 things that I really want to see, you know, from Nintendo. I want to see them step their game up. I want to see them do good. So let's talk about some positive shit. So without further ado, here's 5 things that I want to see in the upcoming NX. Okay, first thing is gamer tags. Not necessarily, well, they don't have to call them gamer tags. They can call them whatever they want to call it, like Nintendo IDs or whatever the fuck. They can name them whatever, you know. It doesn't matter. But the friend code thing is fucking archaic. That shit was dead on arrival. That shit, even for like the handheld shit, like I never liked it on the DS. It's dumb on a 3DS. And it's just stupid. Like it sucks. It's dumb. And like as a side note for that, like increase the amount of friends that you can have, because when I was playing Pokemon X, when that shit first came out, I played that shit a lot, and I would like trade with a bunch of different people, right? And of course you gotta be. I mean, you can trade with randoms, but like you don't. Who's gonna do that shit, right? But I would trade with a bunch of people that I met on like Facebook groups and shit for things that I wanted. But of course, in order to trade with them, you gotta add them as a friend. And lo and behold, you can't just type in a name and or search a name and then click it when you find it. You gotta add the friend code. You gotta put in this list, this fucking stupid fucking number. And like, I guess you could say either way you would have to type some shit in, but at least if you had gamer tags or whatever, I'm not gonna forget my gamer tag. Like I'm fucking Stiff Coon, right? If somebody asks like, yo, what's your fucking gamer tag, I could just Stiff Coon. But when somebody asks for my friend code, I gotta go and look it up, even if I write it down, and then I gotta type that shit up instead of just put my name in. So gamer tags would be nice. They need to do that. Get on that shit, Nintendo. Let's go. I want to see that. You got this. You can do it. And the next thing I want to see is voice chat / party chat. This shit should be obvious by now. Like, it should be a given. And I understand they trying to protect the kids and shit from the pedos and shit. But as you can see, you can't really stop the fucking pedos from doing what the fuck they want to do or doing what they do. Just look at like the Minecraft community, bro. Like they gonna get to little kids regardless. So Nintendo, stop with that shit. Give us voice chat and party chat, and just add a fucking mute function. If somebody doesn't want to hear somebody, they could just turn it off. That's an option. It's not impossible to implement. Just please do that shit, right? That's pretty much it. Like it's not much to be said about that shit. Like, it's ridiculous that you can't talk to your team if you want to play Splatoon. That's lunacy to me. That's fucking retarded. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Granted, it's not that much strategy to it, but at least you would be able to call shit out. Like, yo, this guy just killed me over by X or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. All right. My third thing that I got here today is controllers. Like, please, for the love of God, please come out with a normal controller. They haven't had a normal controller since the GameCube. And even that wasn't really a normal controller because the buttons weren't, the face buttons at least weren't laid out like normal face buttons, and they had 3 shoulder buttons. They had a fucking odd number of shoulder buttons. Oh my god. Even though, that being said, I love the GameCube controller. That's my second favorite controller after the Xbox 360 controller. I fucking love the GameCube controller, but that's probably only because I played so much Smash Brothers Melee back in the day. But regardless, just come out with a controller that developers don't feel weird about developing for. You know, they don't feel ostracized to develop for that shit. I feel like that's one of the reasons why a lot of third parties don't want to fuck with them, because they know they're gonna have to develop for these wonky ass controllers or these gimmicky fucking peripherals and shit like waggle controls or touchscreen, you know, added screen bullshit. And they don't want to. Don't nobody want to do extra work. They just want to be able to port their games over and map buttons like a normal system, right? That's all the work they want to do. They don't even, most developers are even hard pressed to port to PC because they don't want to implement keyboard and mouse controls and shit. So just keep it simple. I mean, and I'm not saying don't come out with a gimmick controller. Like, come out with a normal controller like the Wii U Pro joint. I like that controller too. I use that for Smash 4 now. And come out with a controller like that, and then have the gimmick shit, you know, as a add-on, or like a, you know, extra shit you could buy. But I hear that it's supposed to be like a fucking handheld, you know, DS hybrid type shit. But if they go that route, just shape it like the DS and the 3DS. Don't do no extra shit. Don't do no funky shit, please. And give us 2 fucking thumbsticks, like the 3DS should have been in the first place. Right? All right. Cool. We cool? Yeah. We living? All right. The next thing that I got on my list is backwards compatibility. Now, this is something that Nintendo has been pretty good about, at least recently, because the older systems didn't have none of that. Like, Super Nintendo wasn't playing no Nintendo games. Same thing with the 64. Same thing with the GameCube. But when the Wii came out, it could play GameCube games. But that's only because it was basically GameCube 2.0. And the same thing could be said for the Wii U, that it can play old Wii games. And it can even use the old Wii controllers, which I think is dope. I think that's cool. If anything, that's what you should do. Have the NX do what it does, and let it be able to use the Wii U controller. Even though I think all the controllers are attached to the systems themselves, so I don't know how that would work, but they can make it work. But please keep backwards compatibility. Please keep backwards compatibility alive, and like don't do like, you know, Sony and Microsoft, where they don't include it, or they try to lie about it, like, oh, we can't do it, and then they try to shoehorn it in later and like charge people to do it, or like they give developers the power to like, oh, well, you can do it in this game but not this game, or, you know, whatever extra shit that they doing. Please, even though it's not that many Wii U games that I probably want to play, but it just would be nice. It's just a nice thought. It's cool. I like it. It's a good idea. I feel like that should be industry standard. Like, when you come out with a new console, it should be able to play the games from the previous generation. That way you can, if you really wanted to, get rid of the old console or not, or whatever. So, you know, keep that alive. Do that, please. That would be nice. And the last thing I got, but definitely not least, honestly, I feel like this is the most important one. Please, for the love of all that is holy, Nintendo, for the love of all that is good, please, can a nigga get more than 32 petty ass gigs of hard drive space? Please have a fucking hard drive that is up to modern times. Like, 32 gigs is nothing today, bro. That is nothing. That's the size of an OS. That's the size of that's nothing. 32 gigs is not shit. It's not shit, especially considering I know you all seen the rumors of that it's supposed to be digital only, like it's not gonna have a disk drive. My nigga, if y'all got rumors like that floating around and you don't put more, you know, and I'm not talking about like double that. Like, don't put 64, don't put 150, don't even put 200 gigs, nigga. It better be 500 or better. Honestly, I feel like at least a terabyte is like, you know, that would be standard by the time it comes out. 1 terabyte, and even that's not a lot. That's not even a lot. Like, in my PC, I got a terabyte hard drive, and I got like probably like 30 games, 35 at the most games, and that shit's halfway full. So if 30 games, and I don't even have like big, you know, AAA titles really like that. So if I can fill up that shit, And granted, like when you game on PC though, like you download the full game. When you download games on consoles, part of the data is still on the disc, and unless you buy them all digital, obviously. But even still, like it's not as big as when you like the PC games are. But regardless, that's irrelevant because the hard drive space on the Wii U is fucking disappointing. Especially in this day and age, bro. Like it's like a fucking slap in the face. There's fucking flash drives with more than 32 gigs of space, bro. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, and I'm assuming that it's flash memory too, so there's no reason for it to be that small. It doesn't matter. There's no reason. So please give us more hard drive space. Give us all the rest of the shit on this list. And of course, I like to pose a question at the end of my shits. What are 5 things, or even more, 10 things that you guys want to see on the upcoming NX? Put it in the comments below. I want to read what you guys think they should add, or even what you think they should get rid of for the next system. Like, I would love to hear some ideas. I want to see this shit, bring some positivity to this shit. Let's go. Let's see it. I want to know what you think. Just let me know, man. See you niggas later. About to break out. Deuces. Wait for it. Stupid.